Today at Deutsche Auto Parts, we're going to be going over how to install Unitronic performance software with a Uniconnect cable. Okay, so before we get into our install, I want to talk about a few quick notes. First, thank you so much for watching, and we just want to let you know that purchases of items like this or any other from our website, shop.dap.com, help support videos just like this one. So basically, we want to talk about the Uniconnect and how the process works when you're doing. So this is the Uniconnect Plus cable. This would apply to pretty much most current VW and Audi models, including the Mark 7 we're going to be showing you how to flash on. But keep in mind, this process actually is very similar to all cars and would apply to all those models. I'll put a link to the Mark 7 page where we have all the details about this specific stuff and any frequently asked questions and stuff there where you can take a look. And I'll also link a bunch of the other common models in the description below where we have more details on those. So in regards to this cable, what you would do is when you're purchasing this from our site, you're going to add the Uniconnect cable to your cart, and then you'll add the software that you're looking to install on your vehicle to the cart as well. You'll then send that order off to us, shoot us an email with your VIN number. We will match the VIN number to the cable so that the cable is already loaded up and ready. As soon as you receive it, all you'll need to do is plug it into your computer, install the Unitronic software, and then proceed with your flash. Now let's go into the rest of our install where we're going to show you the details about how to flash your vehicle. Okay, so one note before we go into our install, part of our instructions are always going to talk about a battery charger. If you just blast through that and click through and ignore it, this is a really important part of the install that may or may not be relevant depending on how new your car is, but we always 100% of the time recommend doing this to ensure you don't have a problem. We are going to be now installing a battery charger on our vehicle, and the reason why this is so important is because when that flash is running, it's uploading software to the ECM. If the battery voltage of the vehicle drops too low, it will interrupt that flash. Make sure you have a battery charger on the vehicle. This will allow the vehicle to make sure the battery voltage stays up high enough that you can continue to flash whenever. Sometimes the fans will run while you're doing a flash, which is very often on a lot of VW models, which pulls a lot of power. So always, always, always put a battery charger on. Okay, so here we are under the driver's side dashboard. We are looking at the OBD2 plug. Our vehicle has this, which is the P3 cars gauge plug, which all the readings come off of. So we're going to move that out of the way. Yours would just have this purple connector, and you would plug in your Uniconnect cable to the OBD2 port. Okay, so here we have our tools that we need. Our laptop, we're going to open that up, and we're going to have our cable ready. And then we're also going to have the website that shows where we get started with the Uniconnect cable system. And now we're going to go ahead and open up our computer, and we're going to open up a browser. Once you enter your browser, you enter the website included with the Uniconnect cable. When you proceed there, you're going to go to a screen that asks you to enter your cable number. You enter the UCP number on the back of your cable, and this registers the cable to you. Once you click go, it's going to take you to the page where you can read these install instructions. These are very important and should be double checked to verify that everything is correct. Once you have read through those instructions, you can click the download button on the Uniconnect software. After you're done downloading, you can install them into your system. Once the install is complete, you can open up the Uniconnect software. Once the Uniconnect software is open, it's going to send you an email with your information to create your account. Once the account is created, you can go back to the Unitronic software and log into the system. Now that we're ready to install our software, we have our laptop all set up. We are plugged into the OBD2 port and the computer. We are then going to cycle the key on and initiate our install. Okay, so now we are all set up and we're ready for our installation. We have our software set up, and we're going to select to perform our ECU Flash. It's then going to detect the ECU that's in the vehicle. It's going to pull all the codes you have so you can know what codes you're going to have in the vehicle before you flash it. That way you can determine if there are faults afterwards, if they are directly attributed to the software or something else. So we can see if we have fault codes. We happen to have one from our flash back to stock. And we are going to proceed. Okay, so once we get to this point, we're going to see our options here. You're going to see only the options you have available based on what you have preloaded in your cable. So like I said earlier, when you purchase it from us and you have selected your software, you're going to have only the options that are available to you here. So because we have a stage 2 on our car, we are going to select stage 2. That requires a downpipe for anybody not familiar. Okay, so at this point, you're going to get a warning. Now, it's important to know that you read through this thoroughly to make sure that there's nothing you're missing before you proceed with your install. This message may change based on some parameters, so I always recommend, regardless of whether you watch this video or not, to read through this thoroughly to ensure that you're not missing any part of the steps required by Unitronic at that given time. Once we agree, it's going to start performing our flash. Now, one thing to keep in mind before you do this, you will always have to have your key on, and also, as we had earlier, our battery charger is on and running currently. Now, once the flash initiates, you're actually going to start getting some error lights pop up on the dashboard. Part of the reason why that's going to be is because the ECM is now losing signals with some of these control modules and things like that. So you're going to get a few things pop up. No big deal. That's going to be a normal process. Okay, so as our flash is nearing the end here, it's now hit 100%. It says, please wait, preparing. We hear some stuff cycle in the engine, and then we get some error messages. Another note, just like the beginning, you're going to get some error messages to follow some certain procedures for cycling the key on and off. Make sure you follow these properly. They are important to properly power down the ECM and everything. So it's going to ask us to switch our ignition off, and then click the next button. It's going to let the ECU power down. And then we're going to cycle it on and off. And then turn it off. And then we're going to click next again. And then we're going to cycle it on. And then click next. Okay, after the flash is performed, it's going to read your fault codes. As you can see here, we have a fault left from flashing. Once you proceed to finish your flash and you click done, you can go back into the ECM using the Uniconnect and scan for faults. It's going to then pull up those fault codes. You can clear them to get rid of the fault codes that are a result of flashing the vehicle. It'll double check and say no codes found, and you're all set. Okay, so now that we're done with our software installation, we can start the car up, take the car for a test drive, and enjoy your new software tune. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more like it. Yeah. JobTap.com.